Welcome everybody to a special edition of Quick Flip Friday. This is AZcrypto with my partner right here joining us today, Mr. FOMO. Mr. FOMO, how are you doing today?
Hanging in there. Had a little bit of
the
a
market. The market is scaring some people off a little bit, but that's okay. You know, BTC got actually below 41 earlier today, hovering around 41. So we're getting closer to 42. Made a little bit of a run in the past few hours. We're going to try to give you a possible quick flip. Now, remember, we are not financial advisors, and what we're going to try to do is try to tell you a coin that might run even if BTC continues to struggle. So for example, Cosmos has been doing amazing, even if all the downward BTC action. That kind of lets you know we're probably not in a bear market because there have been not a lot, but there have been select few alts that have still been running. But I would like to say first is if you have not gotten any BTC yet, now's not a bad time. Think about getting into BTC. So if you're risk adverse, this would be a great time to get into BTC. You've got a small small market cap for us that a lot of people might not be aware of. So let's start with yours because I think it's an interesting one.
Yeah, it's easily available on CoinBase. You don't even have to have Coinbase Pro, but it's an NFT marketplace called Rarible, and the call letters are RARI, Rari. In November, it was as high as $35. So it had a pretty good jump there in November, and that was because of an announcement they had for they have direct messaging through your wallet addresses now that allows these creators to communicate directly with fans and fans to communicate directly with the creators. No forced connections, but as long as these are willing connections, it's similar to like Instant Messenger or those original messaging systems. But that caused the price to jump before we had sort of this market-wide downturn that sort of happened a couple of times through December and now into January. But its current price is $12.68 just a few minutes ago. So that's almost a third of its price before. The market cap is only 70 million. So it's not going to take a lot to move Rarible. The volume over the last 24 hours is up 73%, and they're doing 8.5 million. So they're over 10% of their market cap and volume today. And they have some pretty interesting partnerships: Mark Cuban, Steve Harvey, Tyga, Lindsay Lohan, Bad Bobby. I'm definitely reading that right. Megadeth, Taco Bell, Dole.
And I know how much of a big Megadeth fan you are. You like to kind of listen to that before you go to sleep to kind of ease you into the night.
Yeah.
But
before I go to work, I like to just get pumped up and ready to go, you know? So that's my pick. I think Rari is I honestly I've liked Rari even before the downturn. I thought they were a good buy in the low 20s. So that is my pick for today.
And listen, I'm going to go with one that was on our draft, our very first show we covered, but it was all the way at 295. And so it was running a little bit while Bitcoin was struggling. It's kind of go down a little bit. I like this price. I'm talking about Engine here at 235, picking it up today. Market cap is all the way back down to 234. Now, remember, when you look at Engine, you're looking at the all-time price of 483. Our volume is 149 million, not bad for a 2.34 million market cap. We talked about this in the draft. Engine has a ton of it going for it in the gaming, Spectre, NFTs.
Are they at 2.3 million or 2.3 billion?
Sorry, did I say million? Billion.
Billion. Yeah, okay.
Billion. Yeah. Million would be great. Yeah, like million, you
I was
run.
gonna grab my phone.
Sorry, 2.2, too good to be true. 2.34 billion, not million. That would be insane. So again, still fairly low cap, huge project. Like I said, it was doing really well earlier in the week. I feel like, BTC doesn't have to fully recover. If BTC just stays above 40, this thing can easily get back into the mid to late 200s. $2 range. Remember, we're talking about a quick flip. So whether that's a day or two, a week, a couple weeks. Now remember, when BTC is performing like this, it's hard to pick these. It's not when BTC's pumping, it's this pretty easy. You look, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 coins are green the last 24 hours. Let me just pick one here. But this is a little more challenging when it's like this. Like I said, if you're risk adverse, I mean, it's an excellent time to buy BTC. But if you're trying to, you're trying to get a little creative and you want to take a few risks, because like I said, you bought Cosmos a few weeks ago at 2. Even if everything that's happened with BTC, you've 2x'd. And even though we didn't pick that, that wasn't one of our honorable mentions. So Engine, that's my pick. And I wanted to say one more.
And we talked about Engine before. It's not just one of these gaming blockchains. Their gaming blockchain isn't just tied to one game. They're tied to several, across different games. And I think they have a partnership with Xbox, or at least a proposed partnership that's going to allow them to branch out and allow their NFTs to go across several games. And if you've played games, RPG games before on some of these platforms, that gaining some of these things in the in-game guns, weapons, things like that. If you have kids, it's hard to come by sometimes. But what their goal is to create a marketplace where you can buy and sell those things, where you can upgrade them, you can fix them. I mean, they almost have the feel of physical property at that point. So I like that pick a lot. I think that's a great pick.
I think gaming, if BTC shows any strength at all, that's going to recover pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
So I really like that Engine pick. I wanted to bring one more thing up about the state of the market, and then you can end the show for us. For the first time ever, Disney is talking about doing the blockchain. So that's pretty significant. No mention of a specific token, but they're going to try to do their own metaverse. And it's very interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if they partner up with anyone. Do they maybe, I don't know if they're going to play with Sandbox or Mana. They might go in their very own direction. Who knows? They might create a token, and those opportunities, that might be something that everyone wants to leech onto. So,
and it's another way for people who aren't invested in crypto to dip their toes into crypto. Once Disney starts doing it, then you're talking about mainstream adoption, but you're also talking about a chance, like people are investing in MicroStrategy to get, a little exposure to Bitcoin without actually investing in Bitcoin. If Disney gets into that, that's another way for you to get exposure to.
I'm looking forward to one of us selecting the Mickey token in one of our future drafts. Hopefully, we'll see what happens.
The Mickey.
And you had something interesting you wanted to end the show with. Remember, this is Quick Flip Friday.
On the Cardano network, there is an IDO launchpad called Rocketpad that is in a pre-sale right now. If you send your ADA to the pre-sale address, they will send you Rocket. And Rocket is a liquidity provider for startups and brand new companies. You provide the liquidity through the staking, and you get governance. They have token burns. There's all kinds of interesting things to dive into with this one. But this one I wanted to mention, just in case people are used to messing around with wallets. If you have the Daedalus wallet, the Yoroi wallet, the Adalite wallet, the Nami wallet, I'm sure I pronounced all those right. You can load that with ADA, send that to the pre-sale address, and I'll see if I can put the link or the address. I'm not sure if they listed that in the article I was reading, but that pre-sale is going on now. So if you have some ADA and you want to get in on something that might explode, and they also talked about in the articles that I was reading that they could be listed on some major exchanges soon. So, and we both know when you get listed on Voyager, CoinBase, KuCoin, stuff like that, you're going to see a little bit of a pump. So,
and it's interesting you bring up Cardano, because we're going to talk about that coin in the near future when we introduce our Tuesday tokenomics show. So very interesting things to come. This is thanks guys. This is our first edition. It was a lot of fun of the the Friday
Fast Flip Friday.
Yeah, Quick Flip Friday. So this for Mr. FOMO. This is AZcrypto. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back next week.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell. See you next time.